How much of what you know about history is actually true? Imagine this. A handful of shadowy societies, working in candlelit back rooms, deliberately rewriting the story of the world, planting false artifacts, fabricating ancient chronicles, and even convincing entire nations to believe in pasts that never happened. It sounds like a conspiracy theory, right? But what if I told you that some of the most respected pages in our history books might be the result of an elite game of deception? Today on History Owl, we're exposing the secret societies that literally rewrote history, and the hidden truths they never wanted you to see. Let's rewind to Victorian England, an era obsessed with discovery, but even more obsessed with being the first to discover. In the 19th century, archaeology was a race, and the winners became legends. But what if you couldn't find anything new? You made it up. Enter the Society of Antiquaries, a real organization that, while mostly committed to genuine historical study, became a hotbed for something darker, forgery. Meet Charles Dawson, an amateur archaeologist whose name should be a warning label on every museum exhibit. In 1912, Dawson unveiled the Piltdown Man, what he claimed was the missing link between ape and human. For decades, British scientists proudly pointed to Piltdown as proof of their nation's greatness in the prehistoric world. But the truth? It was an elaborate hoax. Dawson had pieced together a human skull and an orangutan jaw, stained them to look ancient, and fooled the best minds of his day. Why? Prestige, power, and the chance to rewrite the story of human evolution with Britain at its center. But Dawson wasn't alone. Let's turn the clock back even further, to the shadowy world of the Priory of Sion. Immortalized in thrillers and documentaries, the Priory claimed to be an ancient brotherhood protecting secrets that could topple thrones and shatter religions. While much of the Priory's supposed history can be traced to 20th-century forger Pierre Plantard, its story reveals something vital about secret societies. The power isn't just in what they hide, it's in the myths they weave through time, myths that become accepted truth. So here's the question. How can a handful of people alter the historical record for an entire civilization? Sometimes, it's as simple as a forged document. In the 8th century, someone produced the Donation of Constantine, a document supposedly granting vast territories to the Pope. For centuries, this single piece of parchment justified papal power in Europe, until Renaissance scholars finally proved it was a medieval fake. One forged document, and the fate of nations change. But secret societies didn't just forge papers, they manipulated entire fields of study. Fast forward to the 20th century and the Cold War, when history itself became a battlefield. In the Soviet Union, the Communist Party's Agitprop department systematically rewrote textbooks, erased political enemies from photographs, and disappeared inconvenient facts. But it wasn't just the Soviets. In the United States, secret intelligence agencies staged archaeological finds to bolster narratives of Western superiority during the space race. Archaeology, anthropology, even ancient DNA. Nothing was off limits when competing powers wanted to control the past. Let's get personal for a moment. Have you ever heard the story of the Etruscan warriors, a trove of mysterious weapons and armor supposedly discovered in Italy in the early 1900s? For decades, experts built theories about Etruscan society around these finds, until a group of skeptical researchers uncovered the truth. The artifacts had been planted by a secretive network of local collectors, eager to inflate the value of their own collections and gain respect in academic circles. An entire chapter of ancient Italian history, fabricated for profit. And then, there are the societies that didn't just fake the past, they erased it. The Order of the Illuminati, shrouded in mystery since its founding in 1776, was infamous for infiltrating European governments and intellectual circles. While most tales about the Illuminati are pure fantasy, the group did have a real mission: to reshape society by controlling information. Members manipulated philosophical debates, destroyed critical documents, and tried to direct the course of Enlightenment thought. But sometimes, secret societies get caught in their own webs. Take the curious case of the Order of the Solar Temple, in the late 20th century. Publicly, they claimed to pursue spiritual enlightenment, but privately, they doctored historical manuscripts to support their apocalyptic beliefs. They created elaborate forgeries, fake Templar documents, invented prophecies, to convince followers that they were heirs to a mystical tradition stretching back to the Crusades. The result? A catastrophic blend of myth and manipulation that cost lives and left a trail of confusion for historians to untangle. Nowhere is the battle for history clearer than in the world of ancient Egypt. In the early 1800s, a group of European explorers, many of them affiliated with secretive scholarly societies, competed to outdo each other in the scramble for relics. Some went further, forging entire tombs, inventing new pharaohs, and planting fake hieroglyphs to support wild new theories about Egypt's links to Atlantis or extraterrestrials. Imagine how many ancient mysteries are really the product of a 19th-century club's imagination. But the urge to rewrite history isn't just a European or modern phenomenon. In Imperial China, the Society of the White Lotus was said to possess secret scrolls revealing lost dynasties and forbidden emperors. Members used these documents to inspire rebellion, but when scholars finally examined the texts, they found a tangled web of mythology, prophecy, and outright fabrication. The Society's goal was clear: to change the past and, by doing so, justify a revolution in the present. Even the world's greatest libraries haven't been safe. The Vatican's secret archives, yes, that's their real name, have long been rumored to hold documents that could upend everything we know about Western civilization. While most of the collection is now accessible to scholars, for centuries access was restricted to a tight circle of insiders who could, in theory, shape the story of the past simply by deciding what could, and couldn't, be seen. What secrets might still be hidden in the stacks? But if you think secret societies are all about darkness and deception, think again. Some have tried to improve history for what they believed was the greater good. The Rosicrucians, a mystical secret brotherhood that appeared in Europe in the 1600s, claimed to possess the lost knowledge of ancient civilizations. They wrote manifestos filled with invented history, hoping to inspire a new age of enlightenment. Their stories were pure fiction, but millions believed them, and their influence shaped everything from art to science for centuries. Let's talk about the power these groups held. How could so few people shape what billions would later believe? Part of the answer lies in the nature of history itself. Unlike math or chemistry, history depends on evidence, documents, artifacts, eyewitness accounts. Control those, and you control the story. Secret societies, whether motivated by power, profit, or ideology, understood that better than anyone. Consider the 19th century Society of the Nine Unknown Men in India, a legendary brotherhood rumored to guard secret scientific knowledge dating back to Emperor Ashoka. According to legend, they hid or altered ancient texts to keep dangerous wisdom out of the wrong hands. While hard evidence for the Nine Unknown Men is scarce, the myth reveals a deep historical truth. Those who control knowledge control the narrative. But sometimes, the truth comes out in the strangest ways. In 1983, the Hitler Diaries appeared, supposedly the lost journals of Adolf Hitler, discovered by a network of secretive collectors. Within weeks, the diaries were exposed as elaborate forgeries, concocted by a small circle of hoaxers who had fooled major news outlets and even world leaders. The lesson? Even in the age of modern media, secret societies and their forgeries can still shake the foundations of what we know. But why do these secret societies risk everything to rewrite history? For some, it's about power or money. A forged artifact can be worth millions. For others, it's ideology. The belief that the world would be better if only people believed the right version of the past. And sometimes, it's just the thrill of outsmarting the experts. A game played with centuries of collective memory as the prize. Now, you might be thinking, could this still be happening today? The answer is a resounding yes. In the last decade alone, investigative journalists have uncovered networks of forgers in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, and Asia, producing fake manuscripts, ancient relics, and falsified genealogies. Some of these items have made their way into major museums and even school textbooks. The secret societies of the past have evolved, but their mission remains the same: to shape what we know by controlling the evidence we trust. But here's the twist: sometimes, history fights back. Modern science, from radiocarbon dating to DNA analysis, has exposed many of the greatest forgeries. Teams of skeptical historians have re-examined old legends, unmasking the secret societies behind them. Every time a forgery is exposed, we get one step closer to the truth, but also a reminder of just how fragile our understanding of the past can be. So, what does all this mean for us, sitting here in the present? It means that history isn't just a story we inherit, it's a story we're responsible for questioning, challenging, and, when necessary, rewriting ourselves. Every secret society that tried to control the past reveals a deeper truth. The past is never as fixed as it seems. It's always being rewritten, sometimes in the open, sometimes in the shadows. Think about it. How many of your favorite historical facts could have been planted, altered, or erased by someone you'll never meet? How many legends are really the work of a secret society with an agenda? And how much of what we accept as truth is just the best forgery we haven't exposed yet? But don't let this make you cynical, let it make you curious. Because the real secret isn't that history can be faked. The real secret is that you have the power to question it, to dig deeper, to see through the myths and find the story behind the story. So, next time you walk through a museum, read a history book, or listen to a legend, remember, somewhere, someone might have tried to rewrite that story. But with a little skepticism, a lot of questions, and the courage to chase the truth, you can see history as it really is, not just as it was meant to be seen. If you found these hidden truths as fascinating as I did, make sure you hit subscribe and join us here at History Owl. We're on a mission to uncover the real stories behind the legends and expose the secrets that shaped our world. Got a theory about a secret society or a historical hoax you want us to investigate next? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, history belongs to the curious.